Hi everyone, today we're looking at change stations, which is when the levelling device is moved and relocated to continue taking levels. This instance here, we've taken as many levels as we can from station A, and we're going to move our levelling device further up the hill, and we're going to call this station B. After setting the device at station B, our first reading, which we'll call D, is our back sight, and it goes to our last reading from station A. And what this does, this process provides a link from station to station. Okay, so we've got the last reading from station A becomes the first reading from station B. The last reading from station B, G, becomes the first reading from station C. So that provides the link. Okay, so what we do here, we just continue in the same method as what we've done before. We fill out our stations. We'll actually move that up a little bit. We fill out our stations, A, B, C, D, F, G, down till M. Okay, where we had our change station, we've got D and C, which we have there, and we have G and H, which we have there. So we just fill those out. Then what we do, we then put in our figures, our readings. So from station A, our first reading is 1200. We have an intermediate sight at B. We have a foresight for C. Okay. Then we just simply start again. So our first reading from station B will be our back sight, which we'll put in our back sight column on the same line. Then we will put in our E and F are our foresights, intermediate sights I mean, and G is our foresight. Okay, and that G, when we set up our levelling device at station C, becomes our back sight for station C. Okay, and then we just start again on the same line, G and H, and we just complete those readings, which are our intermediate readings in between, until we come to our last reading, which is our foresight, and we write that down as well. Okay, then what we do, we determine we have a benchmark. Okay, what we do first is we do this rise and fall, so we can see that from A to B there's been a rise, so the numbers increase because it's getting closer to our line of collimation, and there's been a rise of 260. From 940 to 390 there's been a rise of 550. Okay, now that completes that back sight to foresight. Then we just simply start again from 1980 to 1520 is a rise of 460. Then from 1520 to 1290 is a rise of 230. Then from 1290 to 640, and 640 is our foresight, and our last reading from station B is a rise of 650. Then we just simply start again on the same line, G and H. 1950 is our first reading, which is our back sight, and that is a rise from 1950 to 1750 of 200. Then we have a rise from 1750 to 1470 of 280. Then we have a rise from 1470 to 1 metre and 40 of 430. And then a rise of 250 from 1.040 to 0.790 of 250. Then we have a fall from 790 to 1530. Okay, so now we've filled out our booking sheet. Then the next thing we do our RLs. We have a benchmark of 100, which is what we've called station A. Then we've had a rise of 260. So here we will have our RL of 100.26 because we've had a rise. So it's gone up from 100 to 100.26. Then we have another rise, which we've gone up 550, another rise, which we've gone up 460, another rise 230, another rise 650, another rise 200, another rise 280, another rise 430, another rise of 250, and then we have a fall at M, so we take that off. Our 103.310, we take off 740, gives us 102.570. Then what we do, we have to perform our checks to make sure we've completed it correctly. And with that, we have to total our back sights. We've got to total our foresights. We've got to total our rises and total our falls. And then we do our checks. Check 1 is total back sights minus total foresights. When we do that, 5.13 minus 2.56 gives us 2.57. Our second check is total rises minus total falls, which is 3.31 minus 0.74 gives us 2.57. So they're both exactly the same, which is great. And then our final check is first RL minus last RL is 2.57 as well. So our booking sheet balances. And if it doesn't balance, if these three checks aren't the same, you need to go back. One of your figures in here would be wrong. Okay, that's it. So complete the exercise as set out in Moodle, and good luck.